there's a lot of issues going on on this earth, on every continent, every country, every state. Something going on. And there always will be issues going on. But also there's issues that are a constant, and I just want to briefly express about it. I don't want to focus too much on it. I don't want to get focused locked on things that I cannot change, but I do want to release. And maybe someone who watches this video, maybe they feel the same way. Um, so I I live in a neighborhood, and I don't. I'm not the type of person that opens up to neighbors and wants to befriend neighbors, and that's just not me. If it naturally happens, it happens, but I don't go looking for it. I like to just stay to myself. Um, so I've noticed, uh, from what I've seen in this neighborhood, and but also what I've seen throughout my life and in this world, um, all the things that happen in this world, like you have kidnappings, you have um, murders, you have yeah, sex trafficking, you got all types of stuff going on, and I still see kids in neighborhoods unattended to. They're running around, and I'm not talking about in the sense of like okay, when I was younger, I was allowed to go up and down the street. You know, my parent wasn't out there. Um, and that's a challenging one because I want to be fair about it. Kids should have kids need freedom, and parents, there's a break needed every now and then. However, I I just feel that children should be watched at all times. That's just my ideal, my ideology, or my view. I If I had kids, I would watch them all the time. When they're outside, I would not leave them unattended to. Um, and so back to how this world is. There's so much going on, and it's the same. It's the same crap every year, um, every decade. Seeing kids just left unattended to, and you would think out of all the things that happen in this world, parents would stop doing the same tradition, the same routine every year. Not every parent, but some parents, um, they're continuing the cycle of children just being left outside unattended to, um, being exposed to all types of dangers. And not to mention, kids like to play. And I never want to interrupt a kid playing. I never want to interrupt a kid singing or making noise. However, when you live in a neighborhood surrounded by houses and peace, peace is hard to come by, and everybody would every just about I say many people would agree. Those who care about peace, because I feel like there's a lot of people that do not care about peace. They may say they do, but they don't, because they my perspective, those who care about peace also considers everybody else's peace around them. So I feel like I feel that this is my statement. If someone does not, if someone is not aware of interrupting the peace of or disturbing the peace of people around them, then they truly don't care about peace. Kids, if you're gonna have kids, take them to the playground, take them to a park, take them somewhere. Having kids run around the neighborhood screaming and shouting, standing standing and walking in anybody's yard, anybody's driveway, um dogs running around without a leash, Dogs erratically, continuously barking. Not normal barking. Dogs are social. I'm talking about erratically barking, continuous barking and barking and barking, and also seeing leashless dogs disturbing traffic flow. There's literally cars that have to slow down, and they even get stopped by a barking dog in the middle of the street. Where's the guardian of the dog? Don't know. Where's the parents? Where are the parents of the kids? Don't know. Nowhere to be seen. What is happening? Or I say, what is not registering? Why are there so many people having kids that don't need to be having kids? They're not protecting them. They're not guiding them. It's it's a lot of bare minimum effort I'm seeing around the world with a lot of parents. I don't want to bring up the less unfortunate aspect, but it is important to recognize the ability. There's people that cannot have kids, and it pains me as someone who I don't desire to co-create children. But so with that being said, I observed different dynamics, and I it saddens me that there's parents out there that try and try and try and try again to have kids, biological kids, children. They try and try to co-create, and some of them, there's a percentage of individuals that it works, and there's many of them it never works. And so it's saddening that there's parents out there that they want to co-create a child. They want to have a child in their life and guide them, and then all the while there's a lot of the population that has this ability freely, and it's just abused and abused and abused and abused and abused, and it's agonizing to watch it, to watch another generation grow up unsupervised, unguided, misguided, mistreated, abused. When is it going to lessen? It may never stop, but when is it going to get, when is the percentage of that going to drop down? Because it seems like it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What are we doing? When we pass, the younger generation is up next. But if they're not being guided, then look at the puppets that are in these top chairs in every country. You see how misguided they are. You see the many governors and many mayors, many CEOs. You see how misguided they are. I'm trying to fearmonger here. I'm not trying to fearmonger, and I'm not trying to put so much focus on the dark spots and the negatives. I just feel that it's important to just recognize it, for more people to just recognize it. Where are we going? School systems are messed up, been messed up. My own personal experience in school was not great. Not great at all. School systems are messed up. Medical systems are messed up. Government is all types of messed up. Even before the current individual is in that space. We have there's so much focus on this current person, the current puppet that's in the chair. But it's like people seem to forget that there was so many other people. There was George W. Bush. There's so many other people that were in that space that were clueless, narrow-minded, whatever whatever. Go back in history. He's not the first, and he will not be the last. There will be somebody after him, and there will be somebody after him that will still carry that approach of not caring about the rest of civilization, the rest of humans. It's only just focusing on I don't know. I don't know what they focus on, but they're not focusing on the survival of humans. That is not their agenda. Anybody that gets into that seat, any muppet, any puppet that gets in that seat, they're not I feel that they're never going to focus truly on how we can build humanity and flow in the best direction possible. And I'm not looking for them to guide. I want to guide myself, and I want to align with people that want to guide together. Um, I'm done with being dependent on people that just don't care. I'm done. I've been done. As I finish this, I'm just watching another generation of children growing up without the sustenance that they need. When when does it stop?